The funniest part about all this is since these NIL deals can't be based on performance, he gets to keep every single penny. Woo, man, oh man, that's where things start to get spicy and the debate heats up. This reason right here is why everyone out there hates NIL. A very odd and a very strange thing just happened. So we all know the NIL, which is the name, image, and likeness. Like, come on, man. If you haven't heard of name, image, and likeness, are you living under a rock? Anyways, like I was saying, the NIL, it's been going on for what has it been? A couple of years now? I'm going to assume, well, not going to assume, I'm going to hope that 99.9% of you watching this, you know what it is. But for those of you that don't, let me dumb it down. The NIL, which is short for name, image, and likeness, it was implemented not too long ago. So these college athletes, they can get sponsorships and, long story short, make money from their name, image, and likeness. It's rather simple and it's self-explanatory, but check this out. And we actually have two topics to talk about in this video, and ironically enough, both of them are around the NIL. A college quarterback, more specifically, an LSU college quarterback, he signed a bunch of NIL deals. I think he signed up to like 5 or 6. He took the money, then out of nowhere, he quit. He recently signed all these deals in the offseason, took all the money, and he just up and announced yesterday he's quitting football. But guess what? Here's the best part about that. A lot of people are like, oh, well, he's going to have to give the money back, and he doesn't. Yeah, it's some pretty strange stuff. We're going to talk all about that, and we also have another topic to talk about. If you like college football videos and stuff like this, what are you doing? We're on the road to 300K. Consider joining the family, hitting that subscribe button, and now without further ado, let's get into it. Seriously, though, we're on the road to 300K. It's free to subscribe. It doesn't hurt you. All right, I know you're sitting there saying, Matt, shut the crap up. Now let's get into it. First things first, I have to show you guys this. I thought it was a joke at first, but to come to find out, it's not a joke, and it's one of the best NIL deals I've ever seen. A young man that goes by the name of Dakotas Crawford. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. His name is Dakotas Crawford. He's got an NIL deal, and I'm going to show you the commercial, and it's outstanding. I'm sure some of you have heard of this guy. If not, he's a wide receiver at the University of Nebraska, and I believe he is a freshman. You're going to want to see this commercial. Matt, roll the clip.
I'm so glad we called SOS. Our AC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakotas Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Take it from Dakotas. We will keep you cool this summer.
Man, oh man, that is exactly what the NIL is all about, and I'm all for these kids getting paid. I've seen a lot of people in the comments and replies saying stuff like this. Am I the only person who finds it bizarre that people will actually use this company just because some college kid that just happens to be good at football says to? And to answer that question, yes, you don't understand, man. Whoever wrote that tweet, you're probably over 45 or 50 years old, but you have to understand the power of influence in a lot of these athletes. If using celebrities and athletes didn't work, do you really think all these commercials would use Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal, and any player you think of? It works. Why does it work? Because a lot of people look up to him, and if they see Shaquille O'Neal, he's advocating for Icy Hot, then other people are going to do it as well. Another great example, if Bryce Young for Alabama, who won the Heisman Trophy, said, I love Chick-fil-A, go eat at Chick-fil-A, it may sound corny, but I can guarantee you more people are going to go to Chick-fil-A that day. We as normal people, we can't relate to these guys on the field, but off the field, if there's something we can relate to, we want to do it. If Bryce Young eats at Chick-fil-A and that's his favorite restaurant, then a lot of Alabama fans, they're going to do the same thing because they want to relate to him. And I'm not saying this proves my point, but apparently, according to this reply, somebody said their calls are through the roof. A friend of mine works there and it's busier than ever, NIL works. Here's the real question with all of this. Who in the heck names their kid Dakotas? I don't know, but hey, I can't hate on it too much because he's making money from his name. I'm not saying he wouldn't have got this NIL deal if his name wasn't Dakotas, but I kind of am. Moving along to our second topic, the main topic, the last topic, and the main reason you clicked onto this video, we got to talk about Myles Brennan. For those of you that don't know who Myles Brennan is, he's a quarterback for LSU, and he's been there for what I feel like is 6 or 7 years now. Man, now that I think about it, how long has this kid been there? Because even I remember he was there before Burrow was there. And it feels like Joe Burrow won a national championship at LSU years ago. Okay, yeah, so I pulled it up. He got there in 2017, and it's now 2022. Yeah, like I was saying, this dude's been there a while. Unfortunately for Myles Brennan, I'm sure he's a great kid. he just could never get over the hump and he could never win that starting quarterback position. He was always either the backup or the backup's backup. He never won the job. And going into this year, the season coming up, it looked like he had a good chance to win the job, and because of that, a lot of these name, image, and likeness companies, they were giving him deals. He was getting deals left and right, and I think in total he had 5, or it may have been 6. Okay, I actually got it pulled up right here. According to a verified and legit source, he signed NIL deals with Raising Cane's, Smoothie King, Game Coin, Small Sliders, and Hollingsford Richards Ford. I don't even know what that is. Is that a car company or something? I don't know. You get the point. He had 5 NIL deals. That's a ton. We don't know how much these deals were paying. I'm sure if Bryce Young had these deals, they would pay him a little bit more. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they were paying him in total at least $150K to $200K. Having 5 deals and one of them being with Smoothie King, who is huge, and Raising Cane's, I think $150K, that's safe to say. And more than likely, theoretically speaking, it could have been upwards to $500,000. We don't know. Here's where things get even more interesting, because he signed these deals in the offseason, which is the summer right now, and ever since he signed those deals, you can put 2 and 2 together, he hasn't played a single game. I know what you're sitting there saying, yo, Matt, what does that mean? Well, it means that company, or all of these companies, they haven't got a return on their investment. Why do you give these NIL deals to players? Why do you put money into them? Because you want them to go out there and ball out, and you want their name to be attached to them. With that being said, it gets 20 times more interesting, because yesterday he announced he's walking away from football. You may be sitting there wondering, yo, Matt, why is he walking away? What's the reason for it? And it's simple. He lost the quarterback job. LSU currently has 2 other guys battling it out, and it looks like Jaden Daniels, the transfer from Arizona State, he's going to win it, but that's besides the point. The point is that Miles Brennan was approached by Brian Kelly, and Kelly told him, which is the head coach at LSU, that he's not going to win the job. So when Brian Kelly told him that you can put 2 and 2 together, he said, all right, there's no point of even playing this year. I'm going to step away. I do want to clarify this. He hasn't stepped away from LSU. He's still going to finish it out. He's just not going to play football. And he was getting a ton of hate for this, but honestly, I'm with him. If he knows he's not going to go pro, why would you even waste your time doing it this year when you can do something else to better your life? I agree with his decision. If the coach is going to tell you, hey, you're not even going to be the backup quarterback, why even do it? He's been there for roughly 5 years. He's been in constant quarterback battles. He's done his time, and he's given LSU everything he's got. We'll talk more about that in just a second, but here's where it gets even better, and I'm going to read it off word for word right here. Because of the NIL deals can't be based on performance, he keeps all the money he got paid. Woo, man, oh man, that's where things start to get spicy and the debate heats up. This reason right here is why everyone out there hates NIL. Me personally, if you've been watching the channel, you know how I feel about it. I love it 100%. I'm all here for it. If a company like Smoothie King, Raising Cane's, Game Coin, like right here, if they're willing to pay you for your talents, why shouldn't you receive that money? If a company or somebody is willing to pay you money for your autograph or anything like that, as a citizen in America, this is the land of the free, right? Why should you be denied that? We got all these colleges and universities raking in millions and millions of dollars and probably billions. And guess what? Who's making all that money? The players. So why is it a problem if a player gets $1 million sponsorship? They're the one bringing in the money. Miles Brennan did post this on Instagram, and it shows you some of his stats and what he went through. He battled 9 scholarship quarterbacks in 6 years. Dang, he was actually there for 6 years. That's crazy. He had 3 head coaches. Shows his stats right there. Multiple season-ending injuries, national champion, SEC champion, blah, 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 blah. The funniest part about all this is since these NIL deals can't be based on performance, he gets to keep every single penny. You got people in the replies and comments saying stuff like this. All those companies should sue the pants off of him. But how do you not understand it? It literally says it word for word. They can't sue him because it can't be based off of performance. Which means, and it's the same thing if you invest in a stocks or whatnot, it's risky. Sometimes you're going to invest in players and you're not going to get a return of that investment. So if you invest $300,000 in Miles Brennan and he says, oh yeah, I quit football, you just lost $300K. Sorry. For all these people though that's trying to make it out to seem like Miles Brennan should give this money back and he's the bad guy, you're 100% wrong. This is business. When are you guys going to wake up and realize this is what college football and college in general is about? College is one of the biggest scams in the world, and it's one of the biggest businesses in the world. I don't want to dive into this too much, but I want you to tell me, how much sense does it make for you to pay $100K to go to a college to get a job that's going to pay you $50K a year? Yeah, it doesn't make too much sense to me, but that's an entirely different conversation for a different day. Getting back on track with this NIL stuff, stuff. It's a business. Sometimes as a business, you invest into stuff and you try something new and it doesn't work. So all these companies that invested into Miles Brennan, it didn't work, so you took the L. This ain't the kid's fault, or I shouldn't even call him a kid because he's older than me. And to be fair here, I don't think these companies are worried about it too much, because I don't think they were offering this guy like $300K like they would for Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, or Spencer Rattler. More than likely, these companies offered him 30, 40, 50,000 a piece, and it totaled up to about 200 or 250K. Yes, for me and you, that's a crap ton of money, but when it comes to name, image, and likeness, not that much. However, this is one of, unless I missed something, this has got to be one of the first time the NIL deals have backfired somewhat. I haven't seen another example like this. I did find it interesting. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But